Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. This is Tommy's Tarot Time and I am Tommy the Tarot Reader. This reading is starting from today and whenever the cards indicate some time frame in the past or in the future, but this reading is from right now. And I'm doing a reading for Sun and Gemini, Gemini rising. So the first question, this is not a spread, these are questions. That's the moon. So I'm using the Botticelli deck. And, right, so the moon came. The moon showed up. It fell out. What is coming up right now is the first card. What is coming up right now, Gemini? You're getting some clarity in something. Something is becoming like obvious for you, whereas you didn't have the answer before. You're becoming clearer on something. I don't know if you were actually getting frustrated about it, but you know, you weren't sure about something. And maybe you've recently just gotten some answers. That's what the card, that's what this card tells me. Also, things don't look so hard or sad. You might have been feeling a little sad lately. So the last reading I just did, Gemini was sad. The last reading, like last week. It's not so bad this week, which is what this card's telling me. It's the moon upside down. The moon right side up is getting in touch with all, it could be the darkness, the dark side of the moon. The moon is, represents the night. And whatever you're going through in that darkness at night when you're sleeping, right before you sleep, a lot of people think of a lot of things before they sleep, and it's a really tough time to go to sleep when you're thinking about all these things and you're worried. That's usually a time when people get anxious and worried and fearful, is right before they're trying to go to sleep, and then they can't go to sleep. But Gemini, here with this card, you're not so worried. As a matter of fact, you're probably okay. You're probably sleeping better lately. You're also probably making better use of your nighttime. Maybe you have a night routine, a sleep routine, which is a really good thing to have in place anyway, because you're supposed to be able to have some kind of calming routine before you go to sleep so you get a good night's rest, so you have a good day the next day. And when you do this every day, you're feeling more harmonious and whole. Let's pull up another card of what is coming up right now. So you're feeling better, you're sleeping better, you're eating better. This is the 5 of coins, but it is upside down. I'm so glad, Gemini, because you are more focused with yourself, taking care of yourself, taking care of your time. You have to be selfish with your time and selfish with your energy. You can't be giving that out. When someone asks you something to do or you feel obligated, this card is saying do not feel obligated. You say no. Do not feel obligated. Do not feel like you have to take care of anyone right now. You have to just take care of yourself. You can take care of the people who are important to you, because when you say no to them, they understand. They totally understand. But it's the people who keep taking from you. You need to just say no and get rid of them for a while. If you haven't by now know who how imbalanced your relationship is with people who are taking from you. You need to learn that now. With these two cards next to each other, you already have had signs telling you to let go of some people who take advantage of you. It's right now. These two cards have shown up right now. You need to let them go. Or take some space from them. But you are more focused on making sure you're okay and you're doing well, and more especially your health and well-being. You're doing well, Gemini. That's so important. And focusing on what you need to do. Do not get distracted at all. I'm telling you, do not get distracted. Do not let someone else's problems get in the way. You can't let that happen. You have too many big things that you got to focus on. Okay? The 4, yeah, these two fell out. Once again, I just said it. You got to focus on you, take care of you, save your resources, time, and energy for the important things in your life, not for what other people need from you. No, what's important to you and what you need to do for you right now, no matter what. If someone is saying you owe me, you need to cut that person out for right now. You don't owe anyone anything. That's the 5 of Swords. Yeah, you don't owe anyone anything. You do not. You do not. Do not ever let anyone feel have you feel obligated to them. You do not. You are not obligated to anyone. You do not give up your well-being because someone obligates you. When someone obligates you, that's a big fat no, because they don't care for you. If it's a parent that is sick and you need to take care of them, that's different. If it's a family member who's sick and they need you to take care of them, that's different. If it's anyone else using you, that's a big fat no, Gemini. Let's keep going. What is surrounding this? What is going on? What are you working on? What's the things that are going really well for you? Gosh, these two cards are the same. This is hysterical. This is the 4. These cards are exactly the same. Yes. But this is upside down. So there's a part of you that gets pulled to that obligation, and you want to say yes because you feel like you have to, otherwise something bad will happen. Gemini, no. You can't do that. And this might be for some of you. Some of you might actually be okay and you don't have someone pulling you down. You know, hopefully you have people around you who love you and care for you and not obligating you. Because this is telling me that this is for some of you, this is not for a lot of you, that there's someone obligating you and you are emotionally imprisoned. You're supposed to let it go. You're supposed to take care of yourself and do what you have to do for you. Oh, this is crazy. This is also number 5. I just noticed it. You see these 3 cards? I just pulled them, right? This is a 5. You see that? That's a 5. Upside down. This is a 5. This is a 5. Do you know what this tells me? This is reversed. This is reversed. Gemini, you need to break free. The 5 is a freedom. The number 5 is a freedom card. Variety, get out, experience, learn, explore. These three cards is telling me you need to get out from whatever emotional shackles you are in. You have to feel free. You can't be scared and say like, oh, I have to stay here. I don't know what's out there because I'm scared. No, go. Explore your freedom. But if you're scared to explore your freedom because you're so used in this sort of security, you might want to talk about that with someone. You might want to talk about what is binding you, why you're not maybe there's in some ways that you could be more of an exploration, curiosity, and adventure. That is there in you. But this is for some Geminis where they are obligated. They're bound in a certain relationship where they like if you have a mother who has obligated you to take care of her emotionally, otherwise she will die. This is what I'm talking about. If she's not sick, but she's telling you she's going to die because you're not spending enough time with her, that's what I'm talking about. That is toxic. I don't know, Gemini, I hope you're not in that situation because you have to take care of yourself. If your mother is fine and you know she can take care of herself, you can't be running over there and every time she's freaking out, you're over there. You can't do that. The cards are saying don't do that. Let's keep going. You have to conserve your time, energy, resources, efforts, everything. If people can take care of themselves, if your mother or your father or your family can take care of themselves, let them take care of themselves. It is not up to you to emotionally care for them. You gotta let that go. Oh my God, 2 8s. How bizarre. 8 of coins, 8 of wands. Everything I've just said for you, Gemini, you're still tackling it inside of you in some quiet way. Like you feel obligated to your family. You worry about them, but you do it quietly. No one knows. It's kind of this battle inside of you. But I'm going to tell you, Gemini, you come first. You have to take care of what you need to do for you, no matter what. Your family, life goes on. Whatever's going on with family, you still need to take care of you. You need to come first. You need to be strong. And yeah. This is for Geminis that are doing well, but you're getting drained by other people in your family or friends. Don't let that happen. You're getting drained and you're suffering quietly. And I'm saying don't let anyone drain you. Don't let your family drain you. Don't let anyone drain you. Relatives, don't let anyone guilt or obligate you. If you've already been drained, you are suffering quietly. Yeah. Let's keep going. These 2 8s, you are suffering quietly, and you're going to keep working really hard and pretend that all of that bad stuff going on inside of you is not happening. Oh, I love that card. Oh, thank God that card came out. Because that is a Gemini card. That card is the Alchemist. I call it the Alchemist. They can turn the situation you're in, but let's just say whatever you're doing, I'm going to sit with that card for a little bit. Whatever you are doing, you have no idea how that's going to make you shine in some way. But whatever it is you're doing, you're going to have to find ways, and lots of ways, to turn whatever you're doing into gold. Because that's what the Alchemist does, but that's what the Magician does. It takes whatever is there and turns it into, through magic, it turns it into this, whatever they need to turn it into, you know? And yeah, they can use magic. It's not necessarily magic, you know. Well, I don't know if you believe in magic, but magic to me can be something like, well, I dreamt of this formula. I woke up and wrote down this formula, and oh crap, it works. Is that magic? I don't know. Or, you know, I've been working on this 24/7 for the last 8 months, and I found it. That's the Magician. But is that magic? And you know, after 5 years, I found the answer. After 5 years. Is that magic? No, that's the Magician. That's the scientist, the researcher. That's the Nobel Prize winner. Yeah, that's you, Gemini. So you got to keep going. No matter what, you got to keep going. Drop the guilt and obligations of family and anyone around you, unless they actually absolutely need you. You need to let it go and focus on what it is you need to do. You have this guy here who loves you and adores you, Gemini. Guy, girl, whatever, loves you, adores you. Very loyal, slow burning love, eternal flame. Very loyal, faithful. It also indicates that you got to keep the Magician. You got to keep the Magician going. The energy of this, you got to keep it going. I don't think Gemini wants results really fast. Gemini is not impatient. Gemini is a very patient sign. And I do mean that. Sometimes they seem impatient, but they're not impatient like Aries. So it's going to take some patience, whatever you're working on, but it will, you got to keep going. You got to keep going. You got to keep going no matter what. If there's something that you're working on, you got to keep going. And the love of your life is here to make sure you keep going, Gemini. So I'm going to pull mystical. I'm going to pull an oracle card for you, Gemini. Let's see. Gemini. You know, the readings have been actually very consistent for you because I think the Magician has come up in your prior readings. That's one of my favorite cards. That Magician card doesn't always come up. It hasn't come up a lot. Movement, medicine, liberation through embodiment of the cage. The cage bird flies free. You gotta, yeah, exactly. You gotta let all that. What, the cage bird? Here's the cage bird. Let me show you the cage bird. The cage bird is no more fears and anxieties at night about whatever. I'm not just giving out my time, energy, resources, my heart to anyone out of guilt and obligation. Not doing it. I'm not going to let anyone guilt me because they're family. I've learned to keep my resources and keep all my energy and love and take care of myself first. Otherwise, I'm no good to anyone. I'm no longer suffering silently. I am not. I am going to allow myself to be free to explore, research, and be the magician I am, because I am a magician. You are a magician, Gemini. And I have the love and the patience. You have a love in your life. Liberate yourself through what you... Liberate yourself through freedom and love, Gemini. It's there. Do not let anyone ever guilt you or obligate you or use you and exploit you and make you feel guilty for taking care of you. You come first. You need to take care and be you, Gemini, okay? That's my reading for you. If you like this reading, hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel. This is Tommy, the Tarot Reader, signing out. See you at my next video. Bye, Gemini.